Good afternoon. Welcome to Who's Tom and Dick? With your hosts, Martin Weavers and Patrick Mortimer.
How are you doing, Martin?
Howdy doody, how you doing too?
Well, here we are back in our second home,
I know,
West Suffolk Hospital.
and I'm not here as a patient this time.
No, nor am I, thank God. Yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
So please excuse any background noise, but there's not normally that much.
That'll be Patrick.
Steady. You had a curry last night, didn't you?
That's right, yeah.
We've got some guests on our show today, haven't we?
We have got some guests on our show today.
Would you like to do the honours?
Yeah, I'll do the honours. It's funny because we didn't have any guests for a while, and now we seem week after week after week to have lots of guests, which is lovely. And I'm joined today by the lovely Tanya and Sue, and they're from the My Wish Foundation in Bury.
Hello.
Hello, girls. How
Hello,
you doing?
girls. You got that right.
Yeah.
Well done, mate.
I've written it down, that's why. People can't see that.
You already had one slap this afternoon. We don't have another one.
Well, I like my name pronounced because people used to...
How can you pronounce Martin wrong?
No, it's not. It's the Weavers.
Oh, right, okay.
Martin Weaver. And at school, I was actually known as Martin Weaver with an S. Because the head teacher, she used to I always pick her up on it. She picked me up on my work, so I picked her up on my name.
But you can always tell when an international call centre calls you, can't you? Because they say, "Is that Martin Weaver?" or something like stupid. They always call me more time.
That was Scooby-Doo.
But anyway, let's press on.
Right, yeah. So you ladies run this fantastic. Is it a foundation or
No, it's charity.
It's just
My
a charity.
Wish charity.
Just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
It's
just a charity, mate.
No, it's not just, but I just wanted to get the name right. So,
Is the charity part of the name then? Because it says my Wish Charity.
Yeah. Yes,
Oh, right, okay.
absolutely.
he's
And there's
reading this above my head because
I am.
I can see him.
I'll tell you about the rebrand as we go on.
Okay.
Well, actually, why don't we go back right to the beginning and you take it in turns if you want and tell us all about it. There's lots of questions we're going to ask you, so one of you can just answer this one. It's up to you, girls. So,
Wonderful. So, thank you for having us, by the way.
That's all right.
And I'm so sorry, our office is so cramped.
That's
And
okay.
there might be some noises and people knocking on the door, so we can just accommodate that, couldn't we?
Yeah, and it's very hot as well.
It is, we have got, do you want us to put that on? But
No,
that might be a
it's
bit
too noisy.
noisy.
We've already had to turn various gadgets off.
So My Wish Charity, the charity started on the 15th of September, 1995, and we were known then as West Suffolk Hospital Charity. It was pretty much a thank and bank charity then, so people would come in and just give donations for the grateful. They were grateful for the care that they had, and we decided it was about 2013 that we needed to grow because there was lots of really, really generous people out there, and we wanted to show where these wonderful donations were going. So I came on board in 2015, and the charity had been a little bit more proactive from about 2013. When I came on board, I looked at we as a very tiny team, there was only two of us, looked at the branding and thought we need to kind of stand out a little bit more. And we're very lucky to have, then we weren't a foundation trust, we were just West Suffolk Hospital.
Yeah.
So we looked at our name, our WSH, and thought, what can we do with that? So we put a little I in between as for our inspirational fundraisers, and
Very
we gave
good,
the
that.
charity
I didn't
back.
actually realise that.
Yeah, well, that's why the branding is WSH. We didn't go to a branding company. We literally sat and done it ourselves, and then just went round the hospital and said, which ones do you like? And it came back to this. So we were giving the ownership back to the donors. It's their charity. It's not ours. It's theirs. It's their money. They give the money where they want it to go, and then we continue the process. And since then, we've grown a little bit, which is fantastic, because at the time it was just Sally, who's the fundraising manager, and myself. And there was an awful lot to do. So we now at present have Lucy, who works for us a couple of days a week. She does all our PR and social media and things, which is fabulous, and she's wonderful at it. The lovely Tanya here, who's now been with us about a year and a half.
2 years next month.
2 years next month. How time flies.
Yeah.
And Tanya's our fundraising officer and doing great things. Sally, like I say, who's a fundraising manager. We have our lovely Myra, who does our letters and banking and looking after people. And Myra's always got a wonderful smile, hasn't she?
You have.
And we've got Debbie, who does our financing. So, all the legals, all the auditing, making sure everything is ordered, going everywhere. Yeah, that's kind of where we are now.
So it's not a huge team, but it's a nice little.
No.
But where are they all? Because there's only you two here.
So Myra works part-time, so she works mornings, 3 mornings a week. And because we're such a tiny office, we can only have 2 in at a time. And that all started during kind of COVID. And Lucy's part-time and works. We've got another small office down in Oak House, down in the old accommodation blocks. And then we're working kind of from home. So we're kind of hybrid in between coming into the office and actually working at home. But obviously it's important for us to be here and have someone here when people come and knock on the door and want to see our smiley faces and that's incredibly important. So we kind of mix and match. So whoever you get is the luck of the draw the day you knock on the door.
Yeah. bit like the chase when you wait to see who the chaser is going to be.
Exactly. It's exactly right.
And you walk in and some people are, oh, God, it's them.
Yeah,
it's a bit strange. That's a bit strange because I was sitting outside on a chair and you walked in, Martin, and I said, oh, where is it then? He said, that's behind you.
Yeah, he was.
What, you couldn't see the big purple door?
Chair right outside the door.
So
he does wear glasses.
I was going to say, I think that, and we made sure when we rebranded it was bright and it was purple and gold at the time because they're regal colours, of course. So maybe we should take you down to ophthalmology on your way just to see if you can...
Specs.
It's not just the heart. That's a problem for Patrick. Go on in, Pat.
Tanya, what sort of events do you arrange or organise?
So we have a couple of events that we do every year. We've just launched our brand new event, which is called Grow Your Dough, which is an event where we give people, businesses, companies, whoever it be, £50 startup money. And they're going out throughout the months of April, May and June and raising as much money, dough, as possible.
Yeah.
All this money's going to our wonderful G4 ward, which is an elderly...
So you give them money to start with?
But we have a fantastic sponsor. So we have a sponsor who gave us a sponsorship money to be able to go out and give those £50 out.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So Knights Low were our sponsors and they're fantastic. And they came to our launch night and, really mingled in with all the local companies and businesses and people. And it showed them where their money was going and how much of a reach throughout the West Suffolk we've got right now, that people are out there fundraising in the name of us. Our name is being spread wide and far, which is amazing. So in all of our wonderful money, when it comes back in 3 months' time, we'll be putting towards an activity assistant for G4, which is an elderly ward that we have. And they're in desperate need of an activity assistant. Sorry.
Right. Okay.
So
they do exactly what they want to do to raise the money, I take it.
as long as it's legal.
As long as it's legal.
Keep it legal.
Okay.
You got to keep it legal.
Right.
So yes, as long as it's legal, they're out there. We've got all sorts of things going on. You'll see our name everywhere. I feel like I am all the time because I follow them, and it's great to see it. It's great to see the things that are going on. We've got all kinds of things. So
do you ever walk along the road and then they go, look, that's us?
Yeah, so my friend came over and cut my hair the other day, and she said, I went into Starbucks in Bury. She said, and
other facilities are available.
Yeah, absolutely. But her little girl saw that they were doing this, pulling out these sticks out, and if you find a purple stick, you could get a free drink. And she said she got a free drink, and they were like, "Oh, we're doing it for My Wish." And she said, "Oh, my friend works at My Wish," and
right.
Yeah, so it's lovely. It's really nice. It's really making people smile. This little girl was taking pictures of herself at a free Starbucks. Like, yes, felt like the queen of the world because she got given a free Starbucks, and that's all in aid of us, and it's just incredible. So yeah.
Excellent. Has any company returned less than the £50 you gave them?
We haven't seen yet, but
Good.
we're hoping not. We're hoping not.
I think they'd have a whip round at home, wouldn't they?
Yeah, even if you made it up to 60, you know. I mean, that is the criteria as well.
I could see your eyes light up, Martin, when she said you could get £50 to start.
Didn't he? It's like,
Give me a bad name.
Or you make something out of a pallet.
No, I was
Right.
trying to think. You're actually giving your charity money away, and then, but it's obviously
It's coming back in.
coming back
Of
in.
course,
Yeah.
So
And it was
that is the
sponsored.
Well, it's nice because
yeah.
you've explained how people do that. You see, so
Yeah.
because other people might think that as well.
Yeah.
oh no, we'd never give charity money away.
No.
Trust me.
No.
So, two different answers here. You both probably have a different one. What's been your favourite wish that you've given to people?
Certainly for me, and it was quite a long process because of COVID and because the extra work that the hospital needed to happen, was our butterfly garden. So we started an appeal for a special place for our patients who are end of life to go, because you don't expect to come into hospital and pass away. This isn't a place you're supposed to come into hospital, get better and go home. And patients are still sadly dying on the wards because there's just nowhere else for them to go. So we wanted a special place for them, and our brilliant community came together and we raised nearly £300,000 for our butterfly garden.
Wow.
So they've now got, and we opened that last September.
Yeah, we did.
And the first thing it was actually used for was a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a patient who was palliative and they wanted to get married, and we can now hold those things in there, and families can go out there and they can watch TV, they can play games, they're away from the clinical space, they can sit outside in a beautiful garden, and the time is there, and they can bring their pets as well. So it's a place where pets can come, because that was a lot of feedback that, I've got a cat, or something that I would really love to have seen in my last days. We do draw the line at horses and llamas, because we wouldn't be able to get those down the corridor and they might leave a mess. But certainly for me, in the nearly 10 years of doing this, that was my most heartwarming, humbling. And when people use it and the feedback we're getting is just incredible. So for me, that is definitely mine.
Yeah. Tanya?
I'd say Mama Bees. Now I'm not there every. So first Monday of every month, Steve and John on the Morton Hall. He's a hairdresser. He has a beautiful salon. He's an incredible man, and he has opened up his doors on the first Monday of every month, to all the patients, women who are undergoing cancer treatment, and he brings them in, and they have their hair washed and might have it a little bit trimmed, or if the time is then they might have it shaved. And they get to meet other women who are sat there going through the exact same thing. And they all sit there and they all chat and they all have lunch and they all bond, and they made this community, and they really, really have. And it's incredible. It's something, when you go along, I've only been 3 or 4 times, but when you go along, you are humbled.
Right.
You truly, truly are. And it's incredible. And it's something that, honestly, I couldn't be more proud of to be a part of. Being a part of the charity and being able to facilitate that. And it's just, honestly, it's one of them days that you just walk away from it just thanking the heavens above. That,
Definitely.
We've got our health. We've got our health. And these wonderful, absolutely amazing women come in and they walk away with a smile on their faces. They're going to have their nails done, have a bit of makeup, and they go for massage, and it's just all about them. We don't charge them. Stephen doesn't charge them. It's all done on volunteer basis.
Right. Is it only women then?
No, it's open to men as well, but we do find it quite difficult for men to want that support, and they just don't put themselves forward. So we do try and do other things to encourage men, but it's not just women. It's clearly open to everybody.
We went and did a talk because this club was saying exactly the same thing, that men won't talk about it, and it was just to get men talking. But even then, they were still very, very quiet, a lot of the men, weren't they?
Yeah. Did you get offered this when you were in?
What's that?
This opportunity to go
to come in here and
to go to the
see these ladies,
to go to this event.
I was in G1.
Mind you, they couldn't have done nothing with your hair, could they?
They did. It fell out at Christmas when I had chemo.
I was going to say they could have done your nails, I suppose.
Did you speak to the information centre at all while you were there?
I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah, there is. There's an information. So that's where you get your information from.
Right.
So we offer other things like exercise classes specific to men as well, to try and get them. But and obviously the exercise is great, but it's also that camaraderie between. Tanya saying about Mama Bees. The first time I went there, I came away and I got home and my husband was like, "What's the matter with you?" Because I'd just been sobbing. And it was one very, very small thing that happened that just overwhelmed me. And patients, obviously you would have had a PICC line in your...
I got offered it, but I didn't want one. Yeah, so I had thingamabob cannula
Right,
each time.
okay. Well, often people will have the PICC line in, so they don't have to be cannulated every time.
Yeah.
And it's often in the arm, and a lady had a sleeve covering it. You know, it's a specific sleeve, so it doesn't catch on anything. And this lady came in and she said, oh, I love that sleeve. She said, where did you get that from? She said, I'm just about to start my chemo. And this other lady just pulled it off. She said, I'm just finishing mine tomorrow. You can have mine.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah.
Honestly, I was just in bits. It was the smallest bit of kindness, but it was just incredible. What this gave this lady was just unbelievable. Something so small. And that's what Mama Bees is about. Well, we've done the day room in there as well. We've just recently redone that again so people can go in there with a big telly and comfortable furniture for families on G1.
Oh, on G1, yeah.
And, you know, staff rooms as well. We make sure that they're really comfortable because, you know, it's difficult for staff going through that constantly every day as well.
Absolutely.
And we sometimes forget about those people. So we try and do as much as we can for them as well to make sure that they're...
Oh, G1 is a lovely ward. So,
they're incredible. They're incredible. As is the rest.
I mean,
I
have been in quite a few rooms in this hospital.
You're a frequent flyer.
I was. Last year I was in for 2 weeks and then out, and then it just. That's what I said. It's like my second home, really. So
Get your ticket stamped. You get a free bed.
Haven't been in since.
No, sorry, we don't offer those.
August the 25th was the last time I came in last year for,
Let's hope it stays that way.
So, fingers crossed.
So there's obviously still a bit of a breakdown in communication within the system somewhere. You know, getting these messages across, isn't there?
Yeah.
Even as close as that, because I mean, G1's just up the up the corridor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that information is still not getting through. So you have to educate the staff.
Absolutely, but for Mama Bees, it's often or more people that are coming in as day cases and things. So inpatients, clearly, they are being nursed and taken care of, and this is kind of the extra kind of pastoral care, really.
Yeah.
So it's mainly offered in the information centre.
Yeah.
Perhaps we could spend a morning up there. That would be interesting.
That would be really good.
No.
In the information.
Come on.
I thought we were talking about G1.
Catch up. No, I was talking about the hairdressers. Steve's. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, you know, you need to speak to people about that and see how they feel and all that sort of thing. But what about silent auctions and auctions of things? Because that seems to be quite a popular thing.
Well, at the ball, there were Tottenham supporters. Food.
It's Steve a Tottenham supporter.
I'm surprised you raised as much as you did.
There were some Tottenham supporters there, and the daughter had some sort of connections, and they had an Arsenal shirt that was signed through the first team. All the boys had signed this shirt, and I was like, oh, so I bidded for it, but somebody else outbidded me, and it was going to their nephew or someone like that, and I was like, give it to the girl who works for the charity. But they didn't.
What did it go for anyway?
It went for a few 600. Was it 600? Something like that. And I was like, I messaged my boyfriend. And
you can have more. I've got one. I've got one on today.
But you're going to sign it and scribble all over it for me.
Yeah, 600.
Yeah, that was 600.
That would devalue
it was something to charity.
But yeah, but there was that was the big auction part at the ball, and so I walked away.
I'm sure there's a lot of places that would support you with that sort of thing. You know, ask for donations and build this up over a few months.
Yeah,
and then you know you can put that online.
Well, I shall make it one of my tasks, because normally sometimes he sets me tasks. I had to find my nearest defib, didn't I, one day?
Yeah.
But I shall make it my task to go, ladies, you rely completely on donations from people, don't you?
Yeah.
So 100%.
Yeah.
So, and you've told us, is there any more you want to talk about your Grow Your Dough?
So it's currently running at the moment. So if anybody sees it out there, please go out and support people. If you see someone's doing something for Grow Your Dough, please pop in and, you know, buy something from one of our wonderful places that are doing something in town. We've got a couple of bakeries and healthy eats and stuff like that. So even a health shop who are great, Primalate, they're out there, they're doing it as well. So it's not just, you know, get yourself a croissant. You can go out and get yourself some healthy overnight oats to support anything you see that they're doing. It's just incredible. So, and all the money obviously comes towards our G4 ward, and it finishes. So it's going from April to June. So at the end of June, we'll know what we got.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I just didn't want you to
17.
leave anything out because we sort of went on that, didn't we?
Yeah,
And
we did.
We diversed.
Have you noticed a difference during the cost of living expenses about people giving?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's made a difference.
You know, we rely on local because we are the local charity. We support 280,000 people over a square route of about 640 miles. And we support from birth right up to end of life. So our donors are our community. And during the cost of living crisis, obviously business during COVID, the whole thing has really dropped. And people just haven't got that expendable income anymore.
Yeah.
And this is something with Grow Your Dough, you know, we're also really conscious. We might be a small charity, but we want to give back as much as we receive. So supporting local business is really important to us because if local business is doing well, then families are happy and healthy, and then they don't come in and use the service of the hospital. So it's a win-win throughout. But yes, donations have definitely been reduced, and going out and asking for things for auctions. And, you know, we're very, very mindful that these people are really struggling themselves. So we really do try and work hand in hand with our community. And with Tanya going out and getting 37 local teams has been incredible that they want to continue to support. And actually, if we push that out with social media and everything to go down, buy a cup of coffee. If they give £1 for the appeal, they're also buying a coffee from your local coffee shop or cakes or, you know, whatever their business is. So please, if you have, let's support local. Let's look after each other. We're a community, and that's what we are all about.
Even the local doggy daycare, they're involved. You know, we got the dogs, we got everybody involved.
Not everybody, seriously.
You weren't safe. You weren't, if from the month of December to the end of March, you weren't safe. You were going to get a phone call from me.
And why?
Not just one.
No, I would. If you say I'll call you back, and you don't call me back,
she's going to call.
I'm going to call you back.
A bit like me with this interview, wasn't it?
Yeah. People coming in.
Wouldn't get rid of me. I've lost any thought thread of that question I was going to ask there then.
Yeah, what's the best way people can get involved then? Yeah.
Knock on the door.
Knock on the door. We're just, we're in the West Suffolk. We're just behind that volunteers desk. We are big and purple. I always tell people like Barney's Dinosaur.
Clearly not.
No.
Purple enough.
No.
It sounds right.
You come and see us. Drop us a call. Drop us an email. Give us a call. We're more than happy to.
I was going to say, I remember the question now.
Go on.
Why do you only keep it to a limited period of time?
Because you got 3 months.
Yeah.
And we made it a competition as well. So there's 4 awards up for grabs.
Ah.
So, with it being so local, we've made it a competition. So you've got best community fundraiser. So being out in community, spreading your fundraising, spreading the word as well, your socials and things. You've got best fundraising ideas. So some people come out with these corking ideas and you think, how is that just, you just think that's genius.
Yeah.
And you have to award that. Most committed. So some people can really, really go out and work their backsides off, not quite get all that dough and all that money. However, that commitment, and they've shown nothing but 100% commitment, and you have to reward that as well.
Yeah.
And obviously there's a big one, most dough raised. What we're going to do is get everybody back in the middle of July and say, this is how well we've done, everybody.
You're going to have an awards night kind of thing.
Yes, and a thank
brilliant.
you. It's important we have to say thank you. The thank yous are so important. I mean, it's always
Big
been
time.
installed in this charity
Big
before.
time.
And just to say thank you to everybody and say, look what we've all achieved over the last 3 months. So it's a challenge.
Yeah.
Who's up for the challenge? Who's
You need a bit of a race.
Yeah.
You were saying about contacting. You can contact us on our website, which is mywishcharity.co.uk, and we are My Wish Charity over all the social media channels. So really simple.
Right. Well, we'll put a link to that on our website.
That'd be fabulous.
And leave that up there. So what events have you actually got planned yourself for this year? Have you got any?
We've got the soapbox. The
soapbox
I've
challenge.
made a note of that.
Yeah.
Look, soapbox challenge.
Soapbox challenge. If you've not seen it, you guys must have seen it. If you haven't, you need
we've
to.
I said that to Tanya when I first met you, didn't I?
Yeah.
I love watching that on TV.
Seriously. We've
Not
got.
quite as big, but we do all
Yeah,
right.
but
We haven't
I'm
got
sure
the
it's-
Ali Pali Hill, have we?
No.
We haven't got the Ali. We've got Mount Road in Bury, and that's the biggest gradient that worked for everything.
Do they have to do that little dance? Or
Yes, they do.
claim?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, we have
Absolutely.
presentation
Yeah.
trophies, fastest time, best soapbox, and most raised.
And when is this on?
So this is 31st of August.
31st of August.
31st of August. Starts at 11 o'clock. So get down. We've got Priory School again, who are just brilliant. We couldn't do it without them. They give us their property for the day. So we've got stalls down there. You can see all the soapboxes. There's food down there. There'll be some entertainment.
Yeah.
So you don't go on Angel Hill then and just let them go?
I've tried to get Angel Hill, but I can't have it.
Because of closing the road, I suppose.
Exactly. And pedestrians and everything. And then all of a sudden your risk assessment goes sky high.
And then there's police and then there's,
Exactly. Can I just say a quick thank you to our sponsors, though, because without these sponsors, we cannot do that.
Of course.
Treat, once again, are our headline sponsor. They've done it since the start and they're just incredible. We've got Enterprise, we've got Sealy's, we've got Mowgli, AC Web and Clarks of Walsham. And without those guys, we couldn't put the event on.
No.
But it's, get down there if you want to have a bit of...
Sounds right up my street. So hopefully...
Come and have a box.
Yeah, my wife will not... Oh, I don't know about that.
We might...
Chassis.
We I think we've got about 4 chassis that we'd like to offer out to the community for teams. So these are soapboxes that have been used in the past and people don't want to take part this time because they've done it for 2 or 3 years. So they're offering them out. So if people have a team of, say, 4 and they just want to pimp up a little bit of a soapbox and use that, then please get in contact. So I think it's 3 or 4 chassis that we've got. So that would be amazing.
For spectators as well, it's free to come and spectate. It's your last weekend with those kids at home before we're going back to school.
Yeah.
You're skint. So come down, have a look, and have some old fashioned fun.
Is there ice cream stalls?
Of course.
He wouldn't do it if there wasn't.
Trust you.
So has he got to make the ice cream with the ice cream stick?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what it was for? So you reminded him.
Well, there is no ice cream stall then if I've got to make it.
He's had his tablets changed because his cholesterol's gone up a little bit. And he reckons that's because of the drugs he's on.
Yeah.
What a load of old donut.
So he's got to make ice cream with no...
Yeah,
Fats
so I
and
spoke
stuff
about, it's a healthy ice cream.
So you do get a healthier ice cream. If you go to Aldi's, Sue's on it. I do like the old ice cream.
What, the 360 calorie for a whole tub?
Right.
Go seriously.
Yeah, but how many tubs you have?
Salted caramel and just have a little slither.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So also you've got 3 marathon runners, haven't you?
We have.
I believe one of them, Tanya, is your...
In my beautiful
better
boyfriend.
half?
Yes. Yes. So we have got, well, as we said it, so Steve Saunders is my better half and he is running and he is taking part of Grow Your Dough. So he's done it for Grow Your Dough.
Excellent.
So, which is
fantastic.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's taken his £50 and paid for his place in the marathon and he's getting sponsorship in. So that he's doing it for that. And then we've got Dr. Will Dean. He works here.
Right.
So he picked his local NHS charity. It's which is,
Boo. Well, he picked your charity.
yeah.
Oh, hooray!
Yes.
I thought you meant he picked a different charity.
No, he's
Like
one of our ED consultants. He was going to do it last year, but he got injured.
And who was that?
Dr. Will.
Dr. Will
Well
Dean.
done, Dr. Will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have to get him on the show, Dr. Will, after the marathon.
Yeah. And then we've got Richard Collier, and I do believe he's running for his granddaughter Mimi. So on his shirt, it says
Excellent.
running for Mimi.
Oh,
They've got all their shirts.
Are you
Are
ever
they?
ready for a marathon?
I know.
I don't think I could run a marathon.
Are they all going to start together?
I don't know because you go in different waves.
Well,
Yeah.
get different numbers and things, don't you? Yeah.
It depends on your timing and things.
Right.
So I know Steve's got his wave and he'll be going through. And to watch him run in the My Wish colours is going to be, I'm going to be so proud of him. So
Yeah.
proud. And bless him.
You're going down, I take it, not watching on TV.
Of course I am. Absolutely. So,
Is it right that I read that you also have fundraising packs that you can give to people?
Yeah, they're all on the website, so you can download a fundraising pack.
Yeah.
That gives you ideas, and if you want to go good old fashioned, here's my sponsorship form and get sponsors that way. Gives you all the information about how to do like a Just Giving page if you want to do that.
Yeah.
They're all on the website, and you can download those.
Yeah. and you've got these lovely ladies who knit for you, haven't you?
The Blanketeers.
That's right.
Our wonderful
Blanketeers.
So it was during COVID, actually, it all started because people weren't allowed to come in and visit their loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
So we started with these hearts, and basically we went out to the community and said, look, we need little knitted hearts. And then we printed lots of cards, and then people could phone up the Keeping in Touch team and send a message to their loved one. And we would send a heart to the person in hospital and then an identical heart to the person outside. So they were still kind of connected, and they went all over the world. And then it kind of grew from there. And we now purchase all the wool for our Blanketeers to make blankets for the beds of our patients that have dementia, so they can easily recognise their own beds, and for our end-of-life patients. And they make bears as well, so they...
And little finger puppet things.
That's Auntie Cindy. That's Auntie Cindy. That's someone... Auntie Cindy comes in and she'll drop a bag and she'll go, here's your next lot. And it honestly, what that lady, she's just incredible. She needs an OBE, an MBE, CBE, the works. Does Auntie Cindy? She just does all of this stuff, and she labels them up, and it's often for paediatric patients. But with the Blanketeers as well, I can't miss out our wonderful community groups as well. It's not just the Blanketeers that do all that. We've got community groups all over the county, lots of WIs and lots of groups.
They tell you on the web, the sizes, and
so
all that, which I thought was quite good.
Neonatal, we do bags for our end-of-life patients for our mortuary. So when someone sadly does pass away, then, they can, the mortuary staff can give the loved ones their, a lock of hair or their wedding rings and things back. Yeah. And that's all from the community. And one lady came up once and said, I've got a donation for you, but it's not very much. So she said, here's £10. And I said, how can you say £10 not very much? And before we got the Blanketeers and all the people knitting things and making them, we used to buy those little voile bags from, local distributor. Yeah. And I said, that £10 is enough for 100 bags for our end-of-life patients.
Wow. Yeah.
I said, so please never say it's just £10 because it's never just £10.
Absolutely.
I think that's the problem with some of these Just Giving pages, to be honest with you. You get one or two who donate a lot of money, which is brilliant. But then the ones that feel as if they wanted to donate won't donate because they think theirs is too small.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So it works in the opposite way in some respects.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely agree. Yeah. But seriously, the price, if everybody in this area gave the price of a cup of coffee, that's over £1 million.
Yeah.
And how can they get in contact with you again? Please put that out again.
www.mywishcharity.co.uk, and on social media, it's My Wish Charity.
There you go.
Excellent.
Well, ladies, thank you very much. And is there anything else you want to say to? Are you? I'm all questioned out, and
just thank you to you guys for giving us the opportunity to kind of spread the word. If people don't know about us, then they can't give. And we are so extremely grateful for all the donations from grateful patients, from legacy giving, people in memory. They really think about us at really, really vulnerable times in their lives. And we're just so extremely grateful. And it all goes back into the care that they receive and to staff.
The wall, the dementia wall.
Oh, the memory wall.
Yeah, the memory wall, that's what we was. Yeah, tell us about it. I've told everybody once before, but...
The memory walk was one of our first appeals. We needed £25,000 to... The end of the memory walk, we have kind of G3 at the start, G4, G5, now G10, I believe, down there, which was an addition. And it was a real dingy, dark corridor to go down there. And a lot of the patients down there are elderly, because they're elderly wards, and a lot of them have dementia and delirium. And coming into hospital is a horrible thing to have to do anyway, let alone when you're really confused and disorientated. So we wanted to do something to try and take their focus away from being in a hospital. So we looked at doing the different decades. So I think it starts from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. And we worked with G-Signs, who are brilliant, putting together, we wanted local artwork and national, so people could see the iconics of it. And I remember walking down there once it had been done, and there was a gentleman that had just come out of G4, and he was just stood there, and he was staring at this beautiful picture of Marilyn Monroe. And I said, "You okay?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm just looking at our Queen." And he stood there and he believed Marilyn Monroe was his
Oh.
queen, and it just brought a little tear to my eye. And I thought, this is why we do it. And when the patients go down on their bed, they stop and they talk, and it's a conversational piece.
Yeah.
They're the enhancements. They're the things that we're interested.
I think it's
being able to
fantastic,
do.
and it just shows what the good work these ladies do.
Yeah.
So give them lots of your money.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Tanya and Sue. That's
Yeah,
been
thank you.
absolutely
Thank you for having
brilliant,
us.
hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's brilliant that we got Tanya's name right.
That is right.
Can't get mine wrong.
That's brilliant that you remembered it.
Yeah, I know.
But no, thanks ever so much for inviting us in. It's
No,
been
thank you.
really enlightening, and we'll do everything we can to help.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the best.
Bye, and we'll see you next week, everybody.
See you next week. Thanks for listening.